We'll continue our discussion about, the provision of effective teaching for language curriculum design. And for your information, much of the information for this discussion is coming from Richard's book, Language Curriculum Development in Language Teaching. All right. So as you know, that we are talking about some organizational factors. And within this classification, we're going to look at sense of mission and strategic plan. All right. So how these two factors actually indicate the quality of organizational factors, right? The quality of a language program, right? We'll first see a sense of mission. A sense of mission, as you know, is the first factor which could influence organizational factors, right? And a sense of mission actually could be reflected through a series of, questions. For example, the first one is goals of institution. To what extent the Language Institute, articulates its goals, right? And what's the rationale for existing courses? Are there some courses which are designed for English for specific purposes? So is the rationale for given clearly, right? And what's the format for mission, right? The format, generally seen format to describe the mission of an organization. I mean, it could be described in the form of a statement, and it involves, it also shows the involvement of some stakeholders, for example, teachers, learners, and administration. For instance, if you look at our own national language curriculum, 2006, I mean in the Pakistani context, so you would come to know like a sense of mission. The statement is given in the very beginning, which shows the overall goals of the curriculum, right? Now we're going to see the strategic plan. So as compared to sense of mission, a strategic plan is an essential element which could influence the overall organizational structure of an institute. So as compared to mission statement, or strategic plan actually is about the long-term vision of a language institute, and it shows what are the goals of the language institute and what are the means. I mean, how teachers could be supported with the continuous professional training to achieve those goals, right? A sense of mission and strategic plan, well, there are various elements attached to a strategic plan. The first one is the vision. I mean, what's the vision of an institute in terms of achieving its desired outcomes in the longer run, right? And secondly, values. What responsibilities are there for, students, teachers, and administrators? And the purposes. What's the purpose of behind the existence of a language institute or a program? So we need to be aware of these organizational factors. And what's the mission? The description of the vision itself, and then the goals. I mean, the steps related to the steps which I have already mentioned here, and what are the strategies. I mean, some methods and activities which could be used to achieve the vision, values, purposes, mission, and goals of a language institute. So in brief, organizational factors, as we have already discussed, they are an important element of providing quality teaching. And provision of quality teaching is important component of language curriculum design. And the reason why we have looked at these sense of mission and strategic plan is that we need to be aware of, while if, for instance, in future we are involved in designing a language curriculum, we need to be aware of, the mission statement, which could reflect the quality teaching, and the strategic plan, which could reflect, the goals in the longer term.